Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from South Sunderland. I gotta make a call in a minute. Um, man, disappointment, man. Oh man, I don't like to disappoint people. Um, I don't like to be disappointed myself. That's why I try to stay away from people and not expect anything. Anything that I want, for the most part, I try to get it myself. But not everybody may be fortunate to be in the position where they can either try to reach nirvana by not wanting anything, or which I haven't reached yet. They haven't reached the point where they don't want anything, or can be satisfied with what they have, or can go get it for themselves in order to satisfy whatever their desires and whatever the case may be is. It's really creating more entropy, more disorder, the more you disappoint people. So that's why I kind of advise people to stay away from people. Human beings should probably live solitary like tigers and beta fish. Beta fish don't socialize. Tigers don't socialize. What's the other one that doesn't socialize? I don't remember. There's some other animals like that. Panda bears don't socialize too well either. We gotta live according to these social constructs. And then again, sometimes it's just incompatibility, because you can get along potentially with people that share the same ideals, ethos, religion, whatever. That's why, multiculturalism, while it's great regarding, you have the you have the best restaurants in your neighborhood, because you can go to the Chinese spot, you can go to the Indian spot, you can go to the Jamaican spot, you can go to the Trini spot, you can go to the Greek spot, you can go to the Thai spot. You have all these wonderful places to have food. You can go visit all of their festivals and celebrate with their party, but can you live with them? Can you actually live with them in their homes? We can always probably party together, but when it comes to serious things, when it comes to how we worship, when it comes to how we structure our families, when it comes to how we educate ourselves, when it comes to our boundaries, when it comes to our views on politeness and things of that nature, we start to differ. We start to veer off a little bit. We start to I don't know. We just start to diverge. We start to diverge. You know what I mean? We don't share the same values. We can all party together. We can all go eat some food and whatever the case may be, and separate and go our separate ways. But living together in the same spaces, existing in the same spaces, then it becomes a difficulty. Some people worship on Friday. Some people worship on Saturday. Some people worship on Sunday. So which day should we have off for observance? Should the businesses all close on Sunday? Should the businesses all close on Saturday? Should the businesses all close on Friday? And if your corporation is dependent upon having a multitude of people working there, you can't have a significant part of your workforce out on Friday. If you're a business that's open 7 days a week, you can't have a significant amount on Sunday, whatever. But I guess, what we do is we allow everybody to practice as needed. Thankfully, this is America. They all practice as needed. But we're gonna butt heads at some point when it comes to melding the cultures together. Especially if we don't make accommodations for the other people to do what they want to do. And especially if what we want to do, we're stepping on somebody else's toes in the process. You know, either we're restricting someone from practicing or we're offending somebody, you know. So, I mean, that's not always the case. But it's difficult to bring all of these people together. You know, I can understand when some people who are, you know, anti-multiculturalism make their claims in that they feel like their culture is either being eroded or erased or, I don't know, compromised by interaction with others. But, you know, for the most part, whatever you practice or believe in your household is what you practice and believe in your household. It doesn't have to be necessarily imposed on somebody else. They don't have to impose on you, you know. And that's why we have a separation of church and state in America, where allegedly we're not supposed to really observe any particular religion as a government entity, as you know, the government doesn't observe any particular religion, right? The people's right to religion, freedom, you know, religious freedom is protected under the law, and that's a great thing. But I see that we're butting heads a lot regarding culture. And it's not just religion. Religion is just an easy thing on to just an easy, you know, like religion gets a lot of beatings, you know. That's just one example. But culturally also there's differences. And, you know, people are also always changing. People are also always learning. You know, there's an actor that's in the Bob Marley movie. His name is Ben Adair. His mother is from Trinidad, and he grew up in England. They don't say who his father is, but his mother is from England. His mother is from Trinidad, moved to England, and then converted to Judaism. So we don't always stay the same. So sometimes people change their religion. Sometimes people change their culture. There's people who never grew up in Tibet, moved to Tibet, and became Buddhists. You know, there's people who were of some indigenous religion, animism or whatever, Shintoism, and they converted to the big three: Christianity, Islam, or Judaism. Right? People change what they believe and think about things. People are growing and shrinking, if you know, depending upon your perspective. So, you know, things are not the same, you know, and then we have disagreements and misunderstandings because the understanding has changed. Today I was having a discussion with a coworker, and he was trying to teach me something, and my mind was I was distracted because I was trying to come up with some ideas for something else, and I was very much distracted. I eventually grasped what he was saying to me, but I just explained to him that, you know, you understand this more than I do, so it's gonna give me I'm gonna have a little learning curve regarding grasping it, because I'm not seeing it the same way that you're seeing it. So we see things differently. And you know, if I bucked him and I was like, no, it doesn't work like that, and I'm just a student, I'm just a Padawan, I'm just a protege of his, and he's teaching me something and I'm bucking it, how am I ever going to learn his perspective? His perspective might be a greater and a wider understanding and a more efficient understanding. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted the kind of understanding that he has. I wanted his kind of understanding, and it's not in every case that we're going to submit to somebody else's understanding, somebody else's perspective. We may be entrenched in our belief system, fully entrenched in our belief system, in our culture, and whatever you want to call it. So, you know, anyhow, this disappointment is going to happen. Disappointment is going to happen, and I don't really forgive myself easily when it comes to disappointing other people. That's why, you know, one of my mantras is stay away from people. And it was my mantra probably around when I was in my early 30s also, but I didn't really stick to it. And I kind of regret that. But I should have stuck to that. But I don't want to disappoint people, and I don't want them to disappoint me either. But we're social animals, so we can't be like the betta fish. We're social animals, so we can't be like the tiger. We're social animals. We can't be like the panda bear. You know? But we still have some of their attributes, in my opinion, in the sense that we're kind of territorial. Like the betta fish and the tiger. And sometimes we want to be left alone like the panda bear. You know what I mean? Then again, some of us are severely dependent upon company and dependent upon other people for confirmation and validation past our young nurturing years, still dependent upon that somewhat you could call infantile need for approval, acceptance, and nurturing from other people. So that it sometimes put us in a bad place. I don't really know what I'm saying. Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is stay away from people if you can, as much as possible. Let them do them. They want to do something, you want to do something else. Get away from them. When you can agree on something, that agreement endures as long as you're in agreement. That's not a sustainable way. That's very transactional, but all human interaction is transactional, basically. Even this conversation is a transaction for me, because I'm talking and I'm hoping that somebody's listening. So it's kind of an open-ended offer, I guess. But the transaction is going to be complete when somebody listens. And they're going to listen and they're receiving something from me, even if it's just foolishness. You know what I mean? So a transaction has taken place. You've received or heard what I said, and I said what I said, and you heard what I said. So I greatly appreciate that if you completed that transaction. But hey, thanks for listening.